As we arrive back in the foyer of Ravane Cottage, Hieronymous wastes no time as he draws me into his arms and places a chaste kiss on my lips. It always impresses me to see you this way. In what way? I ask him. Standing up for you? Standing up for us, Hieronymous corrects me. Judging from the fact that Potsdam did not inform anyone of their alleged expulsion, it means that she has no desire to actively expel them. It means she wants something, however, and I have no doubt that it is something she can only obtain through one of us. That's true, I say as I take his hand and teleport us into our bedroom. Although that doesn't explain why she never reached out to me. If I have something she wants, I was in a pretty prime position to be manipulated over the past few months. Which means that she must want something from me, Hieronymous agrees. It seems your friends have already deduced this as well, which is why they waited until my return to inform you of their predicament. I just nod to myself before another thought occurs to me. By the way, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about Becky earlier. I told Mariette what was going on last year so she could help me identify Potsdam's daughter. She put the mark on Becky to improve her station. I told her I would keep her secret, but this is too important not to share. Hieronymous shakes his head. As frustrated as I am about the situation, I am almost overjoyed that you are actively sharing information with me instead of waiting for me to ask. We're a team, I remind him as I reach up to kiss his lips again. We work better when we think things through together. We are stronger together. Oh, how very true, Hieronymous says with a sigh as he fluffs my hair out behind me. It is possible that Potsdam will seek revenge if she knows of our deception concerning her daughter. Part of me wants to fire your maid, but if she has been good to you... She has been, I reply. You didn't see how Becky was treated there, Hieronymous. She was literally being beaten and starved. It was hard to watch. Mariette made a quick decision to try to make her life better. Let's just hope it isn't at the expense of ours now, Hieronymous says with a weary sigh. In any case, I will write to her. I do care about your friends, Tori, but you are my main focus. I know, I reply as I smile up at him. You wouldn't be you if you didn't put me first. Hieronymous pauses and seems to consider something for a moment. Do you still have doubts that I have yet to fully recover? Of course I do, I tell him honestly. You said yourself that you have yet to recover physically, and true, you're doing better now, but think about what you went through, Hieronymous. I honestly don't want to think about how much trauma that caused you. I'm doing my best to be patient with you and make sure that you're okay, but I'm worried that once you start to get stressed out, something is going to snap and I won't know how to put you back together. Hieronymous just lets out a sigh. I don't know how to tell you this in a way that you can understand, but I am better, Tori. It helps to have you near me. It helps keep me grounded. You are not going back to school. As long as you stay here with me, I will be fine. But then that's not you being okay, I remind him. You can't say that you're okay only if I'm okay. What if something happens to me? How would you cope with that? Hieronymous just shakes his head. We don't need to have this conversation. We don't need to, but we should, I tell him. What if Potsdam really does want to expel me? What if she tries to make a deal? Me for my friends? Hieronymous shakes his head, not understanding. What do you mean? Well, what if she decides that I can take their place? I ask. Instead of expelling them, she'll only expel me. My magic and memories for their diploma. That would be downright stupid, Hieronymous tells me. Your life in exchange for a measly slip of paper? At this point, it would be easier to just pay to enroll them in school elsewhere and avoid her entirely. That might not actually be a terrible idea, I say as I think it over. We can probably get Minnie and Virginia enrolled at Miss Minchin's. I heard about an all-boys school in London. Jacob could go there for a few months. At least this way they can say that they graduated. See, Hieronymous says, a very simple solution, right there. It needs to be said, Tori, that I made a mistake last year. Last year? I ask blankly. Your third year, he continues. Even though we were barely on speaking terms for part of the year, I had my own problems that I was struggling to deal with, but I kept them hidden from you. With your lack of life experience, I felt that there was nothing you could tell me that I hadn't already thought of. But you seem to have a unique perspective that is all your own. I have often looked down on you because of your age, because you were raised as a wild seed, but you have developed an innate sense of wisdom, and it was my mistake that I did not try to take advantage of your counsel. I underestimated you, Tori, in every sense of the word, and for that, I am sorry. I can't help but blush as I reach up and plant a chaste kiss on his lips. You had good reason to underestimate me, though. I kept keeping secrets from you, even when you asked me not to. I was sneaking out at night, and I didn't tell you where I was going. I opened up a portal on school grounds and could have been expelled because of it. I made some really stupid decisions. You had a right not to trust me. Hieronymous just shakes his head. There were things we both could have done better, he admits, which is why I want to work as a team now. I am asking for your help now, Tori. Tell me what you would like me to do. Would you like me to write to Potsdam? It could be interesting, just to see what she says, I venture. But depending on the tone of her letter, I wouldn't be all that concerned with making sure I graduate. After all, you never officially graduated high school either, did you? Hieronymous blushes as he shakes his head. My father might have paid the school a considerable amount to get me an official diploma, but I'm not sure. When I was applying to school in the States, His voice trails off and he looks embarrassed as he glances away from me. What? I ask. Don't keep me in suspense here. I forged it, he says quickly as he glances away. I was young. I forged my credentials. Who would hire a high school dropout to teach at a school of all places? Potsdam would. I snort as I cross my arms over my chest. But that's just because she saw the potential to make an ally of your father. We don't have anywhere near the clout that he had, though. It takes time to build those connections, Hieronymous says with a sigh, and I do not have even a fraction of the charm or charisma that he had. No, but you have me, I remind him. And contrary to what I said earlier, I don't want to leave your side either. We've been through some terrible stuff together, and we probably have a lot of emotional trauma that we're never really going to be able to get over, but I am committed to you, Hieronymous. I am committed to us. I just hope that the worst is behind us now so that we can focus on being a team and healing from our trauma instead of trying to figure our way out of yet another bad situation. Hieronymous just smiles softly at me as he tucks a strand of hair behind my ear. I couldn't have said it better myself. When I first met you, Tori, I knew there was something special about you, and now that we've come this far, I will do whatever I can to make the rest of our lives as dull and stress-free as I can possibly make them. I can't help but giggle. Life with you, Lord Grabiner, is never dull, but I think you could sell me on the stress-free part. As long as we take on our problems together, as a team, I don't think they'll be quite as insurmountable as they may seem. Very true, Hieronymous agrees. And with that in mind, would you like our first challenge as a team to involve crafting a letter to Potsdam? By all means, I say as I do a dramatic gesture towards the desk chair. But you're writing it.